Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 335 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander. Rushing through this intro because there's more people than usual. I'm joined this week by David Moody. But you're above me. That's
go time, motherfuckers. It's go time.
I got a disturbing text message off Moody yesterday where when he set his team name, and then he went, "I'm going full heel," and I was like, "Oh no, you haven't done that before."
All you fucking marks are going to be under my foot by the end of the year.
Kinky. I'm also joined this week.
Whatever floats your boat in.
Well, everybody knows what floats my boat. By Russell Lyden.
Oh,
hello, welcome to the podcast. You have a cat in the background.
I do. That would be Sooty up there. I got Smokey right here, and you might see others. So
I do enjoy the cat. I do enjoy the cats.
Can we not see Smokey?
Smokey.
Oh, on top of your PC.
That's a
good sign, isn't it?
We've experienced this before during live streams and charity streams and everything. If Russell suddenly disappears, it's because the cat sat on the power
see that
button.
sound bar? That's a sound bar right there. That stops him from turning off the computer.
Okay. Progress.
And it doesn't know.
Progress indeed.
Progress. I'm also joined by the Elfdaughter herself. Hi. No Budgie?
Budgie's behind me there.
Ah. This is secretly an animal podcast. Moody's got Bulbasaurs everywhere. Russell's got cats everywhere. Alfie's got Budgies.
Don't fucking forget Charmander. Don't forget my Charmander.
I'll forget Charmander. Like, why'd you move your room around? Now there's less Bulbasaurs visible.
Don't worry. There's a plan.
Okay.
It's all part of the plan.
That concerns me more than it probably should. I'm also joined by the Forever DM, Keith Robinson.
Hello. Nice to see everyone again.
Nice to see you from a whole new perspective. But everybody gets to enjoy the painting that's on your wall. That I don't think has ever been visible properly before.
That one is actually a photograph of a forest in Germany. So,
awesome.
It's very cool.
Do you know which forest? Do you know which forest?
Give me the map coordinates.
Don't pronounce it.
Say it in English.
Off.
What was that, sorry?
I think it starts with an off, and then I can't pronounce the rest of it.
Cool.
So,
Sounds nice. Looks nice. And last but certainly not least, are you a Forever DM, Vitz?
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
About our second Forever DM, Vitz Patel.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me back on, Amy.
Thanks for coming. We scared Joe off last year, so we needed someone to take his place.
don't know why. He didn't play, still beat me. Fucking, you know what I mean?
It wasn't
I'd
hard to get rid of that
like to
mark.
announce my candidacy for competing for that wooden spoon. Thank you very much.
No, it's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Everybody always says, "Oh, I'm going to do terribly this year," and then no one but Russ does terribly, so it's all good.
But yeah, don't do it without even trying not to, right?
I mean,
It's like
right? You're trying not to, but to be fair, I feel like you brought it on yourself last year when you called your team. It can't do worse than last time.
Yeah.
It was a new law last year, Russ.
It was a new law. Yeah, I didn't even score as high as the year before. Yeah.
Yeah. I am loving the fact that you've used a marketing jingle as your team name this year.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually,
It's the worst that can happen,
Oh,
right?
right.
Yeah.
You're the Dr. Pepper of Fantasy Critic. So yeah, this is our Fantasy Critic podcast. This is the game that we play every year where we play a Fantasy Critic. It's like fantasy football, but cool because it's about video games and not football because football sucks.
And here comes the pitchforks.
I gotta get them out. It's only been 4 minutes. That's quite long for me to piss everybody off. So we're gonna do a draft. We've got this draft order set versus the results versus last year. Adding in Vitz as a newcomer. I'll go through all of the rules and stuff after I've gone through the last year's order. Should we quickly recap the results of last year? Which I can
Yeah,
which
sure.
I can do really easily now because it's all one year because Amy found the button that just lets you make the league
She
carry
found the
over.
button.
And I got a little crown. In last place, we can't do any worse than last time. 42 points proved that he can do worse than last time with 13
Can do
release
points,
games.
yeah.
It was Russell. In 5th place with 5 release games, 49.69 points. It was John Medforce. Then in 4th place, because I know how to count, with 100.88 points in 16 release games, it was Numbing Inevitability. That was Keith. Then in 3rd place with 147.62 points. 16 release games. I forgot what your team name was last year. It's Return of the Smeghead. The champ is here, which was Moody. Then in 2nd place with 175.52 points, it was Queen of the Indie Games. Yeah, sure. And that was Elfdaughter. And then in 1st place with 208.76 points and 17 release games, it was me. 88 is great, actually. How do we think it went last year?
Atrocious.
Sheer fluke.
I should not have put all my money on Devolver Digital Games.
Devolver
I could have done with some of my games coming out, but, you know...
Could have done with some of your games not coming out.
that too.
Some delays might have actually helped you at some point.
Yeah. And
Moody, any thoughts about last year?
No, worthy champ from you, Amy. You did very well. You started strong and you stayed strong throughout. Person below you, the flukiest woman I've ever met in my life.
I want to just
I was going to swear there, but I won't.
I want to just count. Can I just counter the claims of fluke? Just to remind everybody that we all let God of War go past us. And when Elfie picked it, we all said, "Ooh, don't know about that one." Don't think that's coming out.
I can't remember that. Like, come on, man. Jesus.
Ah, man, imagine. It's a good job there's no like video evidence or anything.
Call it beginner's luck.
Beginner's luck. Well, we've got
Biggest
a new
beginner's luck fluke of all time. And now the gloves are off. The Smeghead is back. And I'm going to roll all over you. So,
Fair enough.
sorry, Vitz.
first time meeting each other. It's just you just I'm sure
All is fair in Fantasy Critic.
Amy, can we do a podcast with Vitz? Amy, can we do a podcast with Vitz? And then we finally do a podcast with Vitz.
And I have to work.
I'm going to destroy you, Vitz.
Love it.
No, it's not. We might have. Well, it's weird, right? Because we're recording this podcast on January 8th. The podcast itself isn't actually coming out until January 20th, but we're recording it early because the games industry just has less and less chill every year. Like, normally you could get away with not doing this until the end of January, but now you can't because games start coming out earlier. So we're actually recording another podcast after this, which is going to come out before this one, which Moody and Vitz are going to be on. So it's going to be really whiplash because I'm sure Moody's going to be very nice to Vitz.
Hell fucking
Depending on if I steal any of his games, then we'll see, right?
Don't worry about that. I've got a list.
Oh,
I've got backups of backups of backups of backups. I've got like
Last
backups
year-
to the end of day.
Last year, Moody shared his spreadsheet with me. So, like, last year, I got to, like, glimpse in how organized he is for Fantasy Critic last year. And that was, before he finished in 3rd. So, I only imagine, like, what we've awoken. But I have a feeling it's going to be an interesting year. Maybe I'll just start sharing screenshots from the chat, from the group chat we've got going on.
That's all good. I think we should take the status points at the end of February because it seems the video game industry have all decided, right, February is the month we're going to release our games, and then that's it.
Yeah, we just everything that's coming out in February, and then it's done.
That's it.
I mean, that was pretty much when I won last year.
That's fair. That's fair. That is fair.
All right. So the rules
Let's get going.
we're doing the draft order. It's based on the reverse of last year's standings. Normally, we would let the new person go first, which would be you, Vitz, but we're gonna let
throwing a bone.
we're gonna let Russ go first, so Zelda can get delayed again or whatever he picks first.
Yeah, he's the curse. Just so you know, he's picked it like the last 2 years.
Yeah, last year he was first.
it's been
Last
delayed.
year, one of the games he picked got delayed before the podcast got published.
Yes. That happened to Elf as well.
It did, yeah, it did. So the order will be actually. I've got team names in front of me, so let's do this properly. The order will be Loxtail with the publisher. What's the worst that can happen? Followed by Vitz Batal. Roll with Advantage Games. Someone's actually Vitz. You've actually made a game. You actually made a publisher name that sounds like it's actually a publisher. So my hat is off to you for that. If I was wearing one.
Thank you very much.
After that, we have Feywald with Welcoming Mediocrity. To be honest, I could see that being a real publisher as well. Then we have Moody, the Phantom Smeghead. Just going through those Star Wars titles.
Wipe them out. All of them.
I was wondering why you picked Phantom Menace. And not Empire Strikes Back.
I've already done that one. That was the
Did you? Oh, that was the 8 one.
Yeah.
Then we've got Elfdaughter, Risk Taker Interactive, and then lastly will be me, the actual Queen of Indie Games trademark.
I'm not gonna lie, my name next year is kind of a given. Everyone should know what I'm going to be next year.
I feel like I can follow
And
the
the year
trend at
after
this
that.
point.
Next year,
And the year
Amy, you
after
can be next year, Amy, you can be the actual queen of the indie game registered mark. So now,
Registered
you've got my
trademark.
trade- Yeah, that's
No,
it.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, because I'll be the real actual queen of the indie games.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
somehow.
but they won't get reviewed, so you'll be all right. So you won't be that good after all.
You've got to walk that fine line.
A little note on the names of like a certain publisher. Can we sing a specific one every time it has to be said?
Now, I'm not going to do that,
No.
but anybody else who
Use
wants
every
to do
mind.
that, that's absolutely fair. So that's the draft order. It's a snake and draft order, which means that Russell will go first, and then it will go down to me, and then it will start with me and go back up again. I can't turn that off as much as I really looked. We do have a rule that Moody came up with that everybody kind of didn't say anything about when I put it in the group chat, so I just assumed everybody accepted it, which was I get to claim a game. The game I'm claiming is Hollow Knight. I don't think that would be a surprise to anybody.
Pick first.
That's the game I'm going to pick first, don't worry. My first pick will be Hollow Knight Silksong.
Yeah.
I
I think it's just fair that the winner gets something.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
otherwise-
So
I think it's
That's cool.
fine.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I'm in. Like I'm
You're
just.
gonna get delayed
look.
again, so you know.
Couple of years ago, I made a mistake. Probably.
Well, I did it with Zelda.
I'm gonna make a viral TikTok of him just destroying something with Hollow Knight Silksong gets delayed again. I don't think Moody's
The
gonna be able to
same this
console me. First
Yeah,
6
right.
months, apparently.
apparently, first 6 months. Early access. And never come out until 2024.
It just means I can pick it next year as well.
It's like F1. It's like F1's like F1's going, here these two. And it's like, yeah, that's gonna be early access for the entire of this year, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Use your brain.
100%. There aren't really any major rule changes from last year to this year. We're all going to draft 8 games. Then we're going to make 1 counter pick. And then for the rest of the year, we have 10 spots to fill, $100 to fill them. The minimum bid amount is $1. You can't bid for free games, so don't spaff all your money. With spaces left.
I mean, I've been known to do that.
With spaces left because you won't be able to buy any more games. And you'll be at my
Isn't
mercy
there
for
a
giving you
delete
more
option
money.
for us this year?
We've still got the drop system in place.
How many are we allowed to?
So you can drop 1 game, any game. Doesn't matter what the label says. So whether it's coming out, not coming out, whatever. If you see a preview for a game and you're like, oh shit, I don't want that on my team anymore, you can delete it. And we also have 3 drops for will not release games. So if a game gets delayed out of 2023, and the label has to change on Fantasy Critic, then you can drop it. I can manually change labels. Some games just never got tagged with that last year.
Yeah.
And it got really frustrating. I can manually change the tags on them if I need to. We can have a conversation about it if it ever comes up, but you get 4 drops overall.
And then, quick question: if one of your games has been counterpicked, you may not drop that game. Is that
You can drop
still-
that game. Yeah,
you
it
can.
doesn't.
Okay,
It doesn't
fine.
lock it into your team. You can drop that game, but if you like the person who counterpicks it will still get like whatever points they get for
okay.
it, as if it came out.
Thank you very much.
I thought about instituting that rule with the lock, but then I thought Russell would. He probably would have got less points than he did last year because I think half of us counterpicked just his games.
Yeah. I mean, I count a big up being at a free, so
Aye.
I remember
Some
me and
points
Amy
on
were
those
like,
games. I may have only scored 3, but I scored some points on those games.
I'll drink to that.
Tutu Charles, and I was.
I can't pick
oh,
Final
when I
Fantasy
saw that
16,
game, yeah.
and there was a couple of months back there last year. I was like, oh no, oh no.
And then they revealed the date, summer.
Yeah. And I was like, oh
2023.
my god.
And she's like, thank you.
I counterpicked Tutu Charles, and the hype is going up and up.
Yeah,
and
and that
oh
was.
god, oh god, oh god.
No,
And then it
no,
came
but
out,
I.
was like, yes.
No, I knew.
Don't know
it
why
wasn't.
anyone had hype for that game. That game looked terrible before it was even.
That's why I
It
counterpicked
looked
it.
atrocious. It looked atrocious.
I was only expecting a point or 2.
It'll be fun. Like, I mean, that's what I did.
I just wanted to break even. Right?
I picked Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because I really didn't have anything else to pick. Just because I was like, I'll get a couple of points out of this. So I honestly just need that
10?
safety. I got like 8 in the end. It did drop a bit. Most games tend to drop as the year goes on. Yeah, unless they're called Elden Ring,
Which I got.
which you did get. Does anyone have any more questions before we get started about
No,
rules?
come on, let's go.
Intro.
Let's start.
About
Do
anything.
it.
Right, okay. So I'm doing this on my phone this year, so apologies if it's a little bit slow. One warning, once you start... No, I just want to start the draft. I know. 4 years I've been doing this. The draft is currently in progress. Next to draft, what's the worst that can happen? What is the worst that can happen?
On brand, you got to go for it.
Russ, if there's one game that if you don't pick it, I'm fucking banning you.
I think we would all vote that as well for you, so you know. Yeah, you banned, mate.
Remember to read out your game when you do it, because I'm not putting it up on the screen for anybody to look at.
So we are going for surprise, surprise! The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Good. Okay, you're not getting banned. That's good.
Guaranteed 2024 release now, people.
Yeah.
Everybody could get your kids counter pick away. It's going to get delayed.
Now, does that come with the Switch Pro when it comes out next year?
Don't bring up the Switch Pro this with Amy. Don't do it.
We're not doing Switch Pro again. Fucking sick of Schreier. I'm sick of that other guy, Jeffy. What's his face? Jazzy
Grubb.
Jeff Grubb.
Hey, he's cut his hair now. He's looking really sharp.
All right, Zelda. Good pick.
Cool. Yeah, 100%.
Roll with advantage, Vitz.
My turn. Okay, here we go. No surprise to anybody. Coming in with Marvel Spider-Man.
Okay.
Good take,
Okay.
good take. Get it early.
Is it going to come out this year? Who knows?
Yes,
I think
I
so.
believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I hope.
I think
I'm not starting
there'll be
that
picks
again.
later on down the line that no shot they're
So-
coming out this year, but I'm going to pick them anyway, so don't worry about it.
So I know you weren't here last year, Vitz, so I'm just going to point out that last year in the draft, I picked Mario Kart 9.
Oh, okay, right.
So
And then
that's
the
where
DLC came out.
that's where the bar is set
Fair
for
enough.
crazy picks. I was right. Mario Kart came out. Just it was DLC.
It did.
Welcoming mediocrity.
I have just picked the game.
Oh, keep swinging here, keep
Like a
going and
dragon.
swinging.
That was
That's your
one of mine.
first pick.
Like a Dragon Ishin. Keith's not fucking about this year.
No,
I
he's
have
not.
been kind of away from the games market for 3.5 months because of peak and my computer dying. So might have some weird picks on here.
I don't think this is weird.
It was on my list. So
You
pretty-
go for it, my friend.
It was pretty high in my tiers.
Let's start with the first game coming out in a couple of weeks' time.
That's a strong
Fucking
pick.
fire and let's put me in the lead right at the beginning, you marks, and I'll stay in the lead to the very end.
I was at the
Because
in the
I'm
beginning
here.
last year because I chose 4 games that came out in January. Look how that ended.
You
for
were
me.
leading for a while, yeah.
For context, his selection was
Keith,
Fire
let's just
Emblem
remember the year
Engage.
before I led from
Hey,
the
Vitz.
beginning and I stayed till the beginning, mate. So last year I gave everyone a day off. I gave a couple of flukes to somebody, let Amy run away with it. Got rid of one mark.
Sure.
That's how good I was because I
Christ,
got
it's
all my
hot in that
attention
room, mate.
of getting rid
a
of
lot
one
of hot
mark.
air coming out of you.
This is what it's going to be like
Oh,
in that group for the next 12 months, by the way. Vitz.
You haven't.
Yeah.
You haven't. You haven't seen anything yet.
Over here, it's quite cool.
All right.
Come on, fluky girl. Come on.
Hey, whoa.
go.
Let me host
Come
this.
on.
I'm hosting this podcast. Next up, we got Risk Taker Interactive. Let's go. See what you got.
Come on,
Risk
risk
on this
taker.
one.
Come on, risky.
I'm taking one that's coming out 7 days after, which is Dead Space Remake.
Ooh, okay, that's a strong pick. I think it's
Okay.
going to get a better reception than Callisto Protocol got, because I think
Yeah.
I fucking hope
With any
so.
luck.
That game hurt me. I've still got it in my glove box. I'm meant to return it. I haven't returned it yet. And the post box literally just a way that walk for me. That's how lazy I've been with it.
Like I was telling Moody the other day that I had like a tier list because I knew I was going to pick Hollow Knight, and then I knew I was going to get another pick straight after. And I put 6 games in this tier list because I was like, okay, these are the 6 games I would say are all going to go first. So I'm going to get one of these, and like half of them are still in play. So now I've got to make a decision. This isn't fair. I mean, my first pick is Hollow Knight. I'm just
Obviously, yeah.
Yep.
so there you go. Hollow Knight Silk Songs at the top of my list again. If it doesn't come out this year, I'm quitting video games.
That's fair.
What should I take for my first pick? Because whatever I take, the other 2 games at the top of the list surely aren't going to come back to me. So
What are you going for?
I'm going to continue to stay completely on brand and pick.
Indie game. Oh, I know what you're going for. Yeah.
No, I'm going to stay even more on brand than indie
There
games.
goes one of mine.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah.
That was low tier for me, so I'm okay with that.
Nah, there was
There we
that.
go.
There was 2 other games on my high tier list.
I have games that have got a release date and games that don't have a release date.
I mean, those are tiers. They're not
There you
tiers
go.
of the kingdom, but they're tiers. I come in with the puns.
Ooh,
All right, risk taker, take some
Come on,
risks.
risk taker.
Let's see what risks
let's
you've got.
see.
Go on.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. This has been on my radar since I first heard about it, and it is Lies of P.
ooh, great
Nice,
pick.
nice. Yeah.
Not on my list. Didn't have that on my list. I know automatically where I'm going. Let's go. Boom, boom. Told you. Wait, what? Where was it? There it is. I thought I went past it. There.
Product
just
of there
bring
for a
it.
sec.
February 24th, 2023. The Nintendo exclusive Octopath Traveler 2.
Great
Let's
shout.
So you
Freaking
just
go.
No, that's on my list. Too.
so you
yep.
chased Geomed Force away only to take his place as Nintendo ban. That was on my that was high-ish on my list, I'd say. Good pick.
I seem to be fighting like Moody for games that come out early in the year again. I've gone for a sequel game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
That was in my
That
top
was on
tier.
my third tier.
That was on my
I
top
thought, I won't lie, I didn't think it would get that far, but I was going to stay strong to the one I wanted to go for first. So
That's a
these
good
2
pick.
games were the first 2 I wanted to go for. So
All you have to do to get higher praise than last time is release the same game with less bugs. More or less.
Okay, I believe it's on me.
Yes,
I'm
it
going to
is.
go for. Well, speaking of 4, Diablo 4. Let's lock it in.
Woof.
I don't even have that on my list. I
That
wasn't
was
going to
on
touch that game.
That was on mine.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You're
I think it's going to do
Easy for
incredibly
not having
well.
that on your list.
I admit that, but I was just like, yeah, Activision. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
The thing is, though, even though it's Activision, like it's the critics getting these games. It's not necessarily the general public. So
Yeah.
This is what I always tell people.
while we may take issue with playing those games, the critics have to review them for their jobs, kind of thing. And I think,
Oh yeah, don't disagree that.
yeah,
Be
I
nice
think it's
still
going to
if
be
some of them had
high
morals and said something in the review still.
Oh no, 100%. But yeah, we'll see where their money is.
Can't wait what they're going to be like at the beginning of February.
I can wait, Moody. Can we
Bet you
delay
can,
this
Amy,
for
I bet you
a few
can.
years?
Well, you know what? Just cancel it.
Just
Yeah.
done.
Burn it to the fucking
All right,
ground.
I'm up and running on my desktop now. I can see what's actually happening.
Hey.
Didn't have that. I didn't
No.
have that on my list. I was like, nah, I don't. I'm not hearing great things about this for me.
Did you pick this last year, Rose?
I did, yes.
did pick
Yes,
it.
I
Also,
did.
you
Yeah.
are a crazy person. I know I've just met you, but you are a madman.
He is.
It's coming
That's
out.
true.
I'm, one way or another, I'll find out soon enough.
Yeah,
We got another go.
It was on my list.
it was on my list last year. I completely forgot about it until Russell just posted it.
There's a demo.
Um,
So I was watching GDQ before, and I got the ad for Forspoken. There's a demo, and I was like, oh yeah,
There
I
is a
should
demo.
probably play that demo, because then it's going to tell me
I
whether I
didn't.
need to put time into it or
Thankfully,
not.
Thankfully, they have a slider in there to turn the chatter of your
wish-
bracelet, I think.
I wish they'd put that in God of War.
Yes, I picked Forspoken as my next pick, and it's
you
my
again.
next pick.
Yeah, it's next. So.
Yep.
What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
That's what you got to ask
Let's find
yourself
out.
before you draft any game.
You don't lose points, you don't gain points. And potentially you can drop it if you find out if it's not going to come out.
I'm gonna pick this one, and it's probably more than my luck. It'll be beat Blade.
That's what your drops are for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the world waits with anticipated breath for
Starfield.
Starfield.
Let's
Okay.
gonna go that one.
Yeah.
It might do. It might
There's
do.
a lot of
Yay.
crossover on your list, yeah.
I constantly have to remind myself that, like, just because I'm not excited for it doesn't mean the world
Yeah.
isn't
Other people
excited
can
for
be.
it.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm hoping for the masses.
Okay. Let's see what we've got. Let's go. Yeah, let's play a little bit safe to begin with. Then we'll worry about some random ass picks. I'm going with the Adventures of Clive, otherwise known as Final Fantasy 16.
Clive. Clive.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
But that was the last of my top tier 1 game picks. I assumed you would pick that first.
I have one on my top tier still to go. It hasn't been picked yet.
It's not one
I'm looking at my tier 2 and I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've got like one left.
But, well, you've got one left and it's your pick.
It
Come on.
is.
But Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
I was
Good
just
pick.
about
That's
to
a
go
good
with
pick.
That was
That's a
literally
massive
going to
one,
be
that.
my next pick. Keith's
Yeah.
here.
Not on
Keith's
my
not here
list.
to
Well,
fuck
no, it
around
is on
this
my list.
year.
Keeps playing.
That was gonna be mine.
Keeps playing.
Keeps
Yeah,
playing.
Nice.
I didn't
Moody.
suspect I'd get around to picking
I think
that.
this one's gonna come out this year.
Moody, you and me are worrying about Elfie and Vitz. You got to watch out for Keith. You're going to have to watch
You
out for
think I
Keith.
was worried
Yeah, look what
about?
happened.
Wait, you think I was worried about Elf?
I feel like I feel like you'd be worried about the flukes.
Well, flukes. Well, I'm gonna bring it in with I think what's probably gonna be one of the best games this year. Let's go with the Plucky Squire.
Good call.
That's a great shout.
That was the last one on my top tier.
That was the only game like Jeff Keighley was it? No, it was just E3 on it. That was one of the only games that made me go, "What?"
Yeah, that's
E3
I think that
last
was the
year.
only game that made everyone go, "What?" Because it was on Devolver Digitals.
Yeah,
I
it was.
remember
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right?
it was on
Yeah.
Devolver Digitals. Yeah,
because
like
it wasn't
insanity.
Jeff freaking Keighley. Jeff Keighley he's out in the corner doing a crap show that takes 2.5 hours to fucking get by.
It's all horror games.
It shows nothing but horror games, back to back
And
to
Troy
back to
Baker.
back. And Troy Baker, yeah.
Let's leave the Jeff hit for a bit. At least you finally called him Jeff and not Keith. I always found that really funny.
Yeah, I don't know why that always happens.
Just happened over the summer.
In a hatred for Keith. I don't
Spent
know.
an entire summer calling him Keith Keeley. And I'm sure it had nothing to do with you, Keith.
I'm used to the hate.
Who knows? Who knows?
All right, let's take
Come on,
I'm
Fluke.
going
Let's
with
take some
Armored
risks.
Core 6.
Ooh,
Fires
good.
of Rubicon.
Good shout. Good shout.
Honestly, that
That's a
actually
good
makes
one.
that actually makes my next picks easier because I was like, should I? Should I?
Okay, what you going for?
All right, I
Come
need
on,
to
champion.
Scroll back up to the top.
Amy is going through her list. Can we just shout out how badass of a name Fires of Rubicon is?
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
chose it. It's like I couldn't
Uh-huh.
play Battle of a Name. Right, that's the last of my safe picks. I'm on to my my
Yes,
risks
let's
next.
go.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks 8 games isn't a lot, but when
Oh, it
there's
is.
6 people drafting, man, very quickly
It really quickly
you
adds
start
up.
having to really reach.
No, turn into a shitstorm at the end. Doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
when
it
you
always
have
does.
to-
It always does.
Stop
When you just have to
come
shop
on.
from the top available games now, not what's on your wish list. That's
It's
when
a
you know you're in
podcast,
trouble.
Moody. I'm having a discussion.
Yeah, I want you to hurry the hell up.
We're
Come
not
on,
hurrying.
Let's get me in the lead. All
Let's
right.
get you in the lead already. All right, cool. Well, for my next pick, the fastest game ever dropped last year.
Yes.
Thirsty Suars. Fucking played the demo last year. This game's going to be amazing.
I forgot about that game. What's on my list? That's fair, though. Good one.
It's
I'm intrigued. That could go either way, that game, though. Sadly, I don't.
Like-
I just don't trust the critics to review the bugger.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll review it. Like it was what's it called? The Tribeca Game Spotlight pick, and
That was it.
yeah, and the last one that they had picked as their pick was like one of the best reviewed indie games of 2022. So
So what's your fourth one?
yeah, that's a good question, Moody. What is my fourth one? I have a lot left.
I have a lot left.
Amy, as you're mulling over these thoughts, can I pick your brains on your thoughts of PSVR 2 and their launch titles? Do you think that PSVR 2 titles will get just that bump up because it's new tech? Well, supposedly new tech, and people's going to be excited about it. And is it worth a cheeky punt?
I think VR
We're wondering
is.
about Horizon.
I think VR is amazing. I think a lot of Half-Life Alyx was such an amazing, incredible game. It was the last VR game I played. I think the problem with PSVR 2 is going to have isn't really with the critics; it's with the price.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to sell very well because people just aren't going to be able to afford it or justify spending that much.
I think Sony are in the long term for that. There'll be a third.
Oh,
one,
yeah,
probably,
yeah.
unless
They're in
it
the long
sells
term.
really, really badly, and that's just how it's going to be. They're in the long term. They know what they got here. They feel they know that's why if they wanted to put out a competent price, they would have had it at least 50, if not £100 cheaper, or dollars, depending on where you are. And they haven't. They've gone the same price pretty much what PlayStation 4 or 5 is right now, basically.
Yeah.
So if not even more expensive.
Like
so yeah,
they're in the long term
good
because
pick.
they've done a second one. Like if they weren't in it for the long game, they wouldn't have done another one. But I've made my pick. My next pick is Forza Motorsport.
That is a great shout.
Minimum
That-
90 points.
I was looking at my
Minimum
list
90.
and I remembered I sniped Gran Turismo 7 last year and got shitloads of points for it.
Yeah,
That was on my list,
Shot
Amy.
on all like crazy.
That is amazing. So spring 2023 is when we're expecting that game to come out. I think it's one of the few Xbox titles that actually is going to come out this year. So we'll see.
The
But
Xbox
that's a great
title.
show. Yeah.
The one. Right, where are we up to? Risk Taker
Come on, Risk
Interactive.
Taker.
Okay then.
These are all good lists of good games. Like this year is going to be
It's a massive
pretty
year.
good.
Like we were saying last year, it's going to be a massive year, and a lot got delayed.
A lot of this might get delayed, but some of it's not going to.
I've gone for Hades.
Fair.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you won't get any points on that. I don't think.
We'll see what
Like I
happens.
said, these are my risks. These are all my risks.
Wasn't on my list.
You can sit on it, and then if you're not going to get any points for it, just drop it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Elf, I think that's a very shrewd pick. I commend you for that one.
Oh, I'll go for
tactical.
this one.
Was.
Tactical play, right?
I love
Here
the
we go.
publisher. So
I mean, Hades
Have
is
a
one
nice
of my favorite
death,
games.
everybody. Let's all have a nice death.
Solid.
No messing from Moody to
I
time.
mean, hey, you know what? The game's been in early access for a while. Early access games.
It's coming. It's got a date.
Yeah.
They released it.
No,
Yeah, so it's
no.
coming.
Sorry, what I was saying was early access games
Ah.
get fine tuned in early access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do I
Um,
take the
give-
risk?
Welcoming
Or-
mediocrity.
I'm not sure what
Look,
I'm
okay,
saying.
you follow your instincts because I'm looking at your list right now. Your instincts are solid. Follow your instincts.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a game that doesn't have a release date but has slated for this year, which is Assassin's
Okay.
Creed.
Doesn't
Valhalla.
have a release date, doesn't have any gameplay out there, has nothing except a visual trailer. I am worried about this game.
So, forgive me.
You
for
get
saying
worried
that.
Oh,
easily.
they go back to their
It was
roots.
on
They
my
haven't
list.
shown anything.
This is supposedly the stripped back version of Assassin's Creed with less
Yeah.
bloatware and more
Yeah, they go
streamlined
back to the
affair.
Assassin's Creed 2 type of thing, they said.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
More assassinations, more parkour, hardcore, parkour, whatever it's called.
Assassinations in an Assassin's Creed? Not in my Assassin's Creed. I heard they did. I heard a lot of things about Valhalla. None of them were correct. Okay, we are up to
Okay.
roll with advantage games. Vitz, what you got? Where you going?
Valhalla was
So
boring.
I've got a fair few games on my list to get through.
Sure.
Now, what I'm trying to do here is dive into the mind of Russell here, because I know this man's crazy. I know that I can possibly forego one of my
you got
my
the chance.
higher picks because it will roll around again. Because there's no shot what they'll do.
Just like, this is a man who owns 4 cats. That gives you an indication on how crazy.
He's a crazy cat lady man person.
Okay.
There's a cat
Do Okay, this is making for great radio. Let's go with Sea of Stars.
Okay.
Good pick.
Good pick. Solid. All right, Russ. Pick one game,
Yeah.
and then we'll pause. Well, that's halfway. Everybody
Yeah.
will read their teams out, so you can keep everybody up to date with the chaos
Cool,
that we've
cool.
actually got.
I don't know. What do I go for? Go for this.
There's a new Turnip Boy game out. Could go for that.
Hold on. I gotta. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Does anyone know the countdown theme?
The suspense is killing me.
And then they hit the gong. Bong.
Bong.
Gets harder as you go further in, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Once you start getting into 4, then it's like, ooh.
4 is where you start going, ooh, and then you get 7 and 8, and it's just like, fucking shit. What do I do?
Yeah. Everything left on mine is utter risk now, so
I've still got some.
we're getting into it.
Let's go for this because
Everything's a risk. This isn't exactly a game of skill.
Oh yeah, no, this is true. But you'll see what I mean when I say risks.
No,
They're just going to skip Hellblade through 2 and go straight to 3. Bang. That's what Goat Simulator did.
Yeah.
Worked for them.
Yep, true.
All right. I went for
That
Final
is-
Fantasy
Don't
VII
even think that's
Rebirth.
coming out this year.
That
I do
is
not think
crazy.
that's coming out.
But that's just how it goes, right? And it's
Yeah.
like,
Hey, man.
Square Enix said winter for Crisis Core and it came out in December. They said next winter for Rebirth, so
Yeah, but winter for them is also into the next year as well. So
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
I
That's
think
how-
Square
that's how
Enix
they're
are
gonna
crazy
get
enough to do
around
it.
nah, I don't think
3
so. I
Final
don't think
Fantasy
they're gonna
games in
release-
12 months. I can see Square Enix doing that. They're fucking nuts these days. You never know
Well,
what
they
they're going to do.
need to get all their games out before NFTs like collapse their whole business. So
Yeah, I mean, they
Sony
need
just
to
buys
get
them.
they need to get the 2 Final Fantasy games out so they can continue to spend money on NFTs.
there you go.
All right, so we're at the halfway point. Everybody's drafted 4 games each. Let's go down in draft order and just let's talk about the lists a little. Let's read the lists out. Let's get going. We start with what's the worst that can happen. Russ, what's the worst that can happen?
It all gets
Hopefully-
delayed.
yeah, basically.
Fucking hope not. I want to play some of
I
these
think a lot of
games.
people hope not. We got The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Safe pick for me.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's the automatic. It's like Elden Ring last year. It's the automatic
Yeah.
first pick.
My second game that I picked last season, fantasy pick was Forspoken. I now hear that's not so great, but we will see. As long as it's in the pluses, I don't care.
Russ, you're not aiming for top. You're aiming to just not be.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah,
Popping
Even
it
not
up.
last.
anything. Then we've got Starfield. You know,
They've
it's gonna be
recommitted
big,
to
right?
it coming out in the first half of the year. So
It's going to be big, one way or another. And then we've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is obviously long shot, but it seemed better than my alternative. So, yeah,
well, you can get to pick next in a minute.
I will.
Roll with advantage games. Fitz, roll with advantage.
100%. So, first off, we've got Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming in from Insomniac. I think that's a lock for a buttload of points. I can see it hitting the low 90s if with anything. Next up, we have Diablo 4, closely followed by The Adventures of Clive, otherwise known as Final Fantasy 16. And the last pick, my first 4, is Sea of Stars.
That's a good pick. I really want to play that game. I love the messenger. All right, next up, welcoming mediocrity.
Welcoming mediocrity is also welcoming. Like a Dragon Ishin. Hopefully I'm not. Or do I have to like put an explanation on it? Like a Dragon Ishin!
I mean,
Because
that's
it's
up
got
to
the-
you. Like dealer's choice.
Yeah. We've got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We have Street Fighter 6, and then we have Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yep, that's a good list. Wow.
Yeah.
Next up, the Phantom Smeghead. I'm trying to remember a famous line from that movie, but you used
Wipe
the only
them
one.
out.
Yeah, you
All
used the
of
only one I can
them.
remember.
Was that one about the
Misha.
trade unions?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, classic. This is crazy. Now there are 2 of them.
Now this is pod racing.
It's all coming back to me now. There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish
Too many
indeed. There
George
always
Orwell
is.
people just come off of racist because
Yeah, well, the less said about Binks, the better. All right, hit it, Smeghead.
I have Fire Emerald Engage. Well, put me in the lead and keep me in the lead for a while because I'm just that awesome. Octopath Traveler 2, that'll just keep me in the head even more. The Plucky Squire, no release date yet, but I think it's going to come out. I have a feeling for that. I don't have a nice day. Comes out in March.
death.
Put me ahead even more. It's have a nice death. Yeah, thought it'd be nice. And just games that are just going to keep me ahead. It's just like it's nothing but greatness for the Phantom Smeghead.
Gotta admit, like when you said you were going to be a heel, I thought, I don't know, like this just feels like normal.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the heel turn. He had us in like
Maybe
a
heel turn. Pulled it in.
It's the double heel.
Well, I have got a pub downstairs that is still open, and if I go full on crazy, I can only imagine what everyone's going to think downstairs. So I kind of don't want to get kicked out. So
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
there's reasons. So I am being very lackluster, just like a Tory, lackluster, but it's all good.
Awesome. We've got Risk Taker Interactive. Tell me about some risks, Alfie.
Yeah. So we've got Dead Space Remake, Lies of P, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, which is the best name ever, and Hades 2.
Nice. Sorry.
That's a phenomenal list.
I think they're all really good lists.
Yeah, they are.
I'm
Yeah,
worried.
we can't say that to Moody. We can't let him know.
Just let him know these days. Well, yeah, whatever. He's going to be like that either way.
It's true. Yeah, that's just Moody.
He's not even listening to us right now. Lastly, my list, the actual Queen of Indie Games trademark. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Thirsty Seaters, and Forza Motorsport, Xbox Series X. I assume it's also coming to the Series S.
And PC.
And
What was
PC. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's going to be some sick ones for that game then.
Oh god, yeah.
All right. That's it. Halfway. Let's get back to the drafting. What's the worst that can happen? It sounds like I'm just asking a question, but actually I'm saying a team name.
I have picked Cable Space Program 2,
All right.
which I picked last year.
It's your
Come
Hollow
out.
Knight.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out in early access this year, so good.
Cool. Roll with advantage games.
Okay, here we go. So I'm in between 2 games at the moment. One which I have a strong feeling is going to come out this year, and another one where I think it might come out, but I have no idea whether it's going to hold up. So we're going to go for our first one. It is going to be another one of these Groner games where it's an easy pick, but I'm going for Last of Us Factions.
Okay. I always forget about that game. I like the fact that it's called multiplayer game.
Thought Naughty
Yes.
Dog have.
Yeah, not until last year. Look, here's a JPEG. Look, see?
It's got a cruise ship in the back of it this time.
Where are we at? We are at Welcoming
Feywald.
Mediocrity.
Well, really not, because I've gone for Oxenfree 2.
That's a risk, my friend.
That is a risk.
It's got Netflix money behind it. It'll be fine.
Oh, going straight in the pockets, that one. All that money.
All right, Phantom Smeghead. Draft pick number 5.
Just double checking something. Oolong, Fallen Dynasty.
That's a great pick. That was the other game I was
That was
having an
also
arm
one.
between.
Right, well that makes
yeah.
it a bit easier for me then.
All right, Risk Taker. What we got?
But which of these ones am I going to go for first?
Whichever one whichever one you think other people are more likely to try and nab.
Mm.
Yeah, just be mindful that Amy's going twice.
Yeah, just
after you.
remember.
Yeah.
Now that is something
no,
that promotes
It's an
promotes risks.
It's an advantage and disadvantage at the same time. She gets to go twice, but then she has to wait.
Yeah,
six,
everybody
I'm
else
doing-
goes.
7 to 8
No,
times to
I'm
go
not gonna
again.
what
so-
you guys are picking.
I'm going to go for this one first. I'm going to go for Sons of the Forest.
Okay.
Great shout.
Never
great
even heard of that
shout.
game. Never heard of that.
It's a horror game sequel,
Yeah.
prequel to The Forest, which came
Yeah,
out.
it's not the sort of game I would play, but it looks like it might be quite good though. For those who like that sort of thing.
It's up to me
Yeah.
now, is it?
The champion.
All
That's soon,
right.
actually.
2 picks. I'm just looking through the top available games to make sure I haven't like completely like blanked on something super obvious. Why is Dragon Age so high up? Never mind. Okay. All right. First pick. Let's get this one out of the way. This is risky. I'm not gonna lie, because it's got a release date of December 2023.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
but I'm going in. The next game from the people who made Shovel Knight, Mina the Hollower. Shovel Knight was amazing.
Interesting.
So you
December. That's in December. Are they?
December 2023 is the announced release date. So yeah, I'm riding that line. But it's fine. It's fine. I got crazier shit coming in. If
Well, let's get to it because it's your pick again, my friend.
I know, right?
Yep.
Like, hey, everybody remember when I picked the rumored Last of Us remake last year?
Yeah.
That was fun. What do I do? Do I do that? Yeah. No, it's not typing anything. Doesn't matter because it's there. Kabam!
Wow.
Horizon, Call of the Mountain.
Well, we're not surprised.
PSVR 2 launched their
Yep.
title. I think
Oh,
regardless.
you're swinging now, eh,
That's a
Amy?
great pick.
You're
I was-
swinging
yeah.
now. You're going for the game I was going for next.
I've been
eh?
swinging all night, Moody. I'm not
Hey.
good, right, Moody. Like the way that a champion,
Backups upon backups.
have
You'll
a
be
look.
fine.
the way that a champion functions in Fantasy Critic is they don't care what everybody else is doing. They do their own thing.
Our risk taker.
Let's see
Okay.
where Risk Taker goes next. Is this her new nickname? She's not Elfdaughter anymore. She's Risk Taker.
I'm just going to see what the reaction is before I say it.
Oh my god!
I've chosen Skull and Bones.
This
I'm just
lady
gonna
is
say, you
bonkers.
fucking
I did
nutter.
not pick that one.
I told you I was a mistaker.
Even Russell didn't
Even
pick this
Russ
one.
is like, oh
I'm not going to
no,
go for that. No.
not touching that one. Whew.
Fucking
If that
hell.
comes off, respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Respect.
see. We'll see. I told you that there was a reason I picked this name.
All right, the Phantom
Jesus.
Smeghead. Pick number 6. Did I
You
pick your next
crazy.
game by any chance? He's thinking,
Ooh, taking a little longer to pull that trigger now.
dipping into his
Oh,
back,
game
into his
he
backups
goes.
now. A little bit.
Yeah.
Backups upon backups.
Tears
Yeah.
are done. My first 2 tiers are done, so I'm going further down into the.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
list.
It's like my first 2 tiers went, and it's like,
Yeah,
all right then.
So I'm like,
We're a smash, break glass in case of emergency situation.
let's have a look, please.
Not really. We'll be in. If I pick something truly ridiculous, then you'll know I've broken the glass in case of emergency.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a risk because I don't know much about this game. But Atomic Heart.
Okay.
Ooh,
I think that's a really,
Interesting.
really good shout.
I think that's a good shout. That was
It
actually on my
was-
list.
That's,
It was
that's
on
on
my
my
list.
bottom tier.
Yeah.
I thought,
It was
might-
sort of like
Right, yeah.
just to get the end. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's either going to be like really high or in the
Yeah,
in
quite
like
soon,
in the
right?
series. Yeah, it's coming out in
Yeah.
February. It's been
Yeah.
around for a long time. Like they released a video for it like years and years ago, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it looked ridiculous and crazy and amazing. And it still looks pretty great. To be fair. That was one of my
So-
crazy picks.
That's it. Go for it.
Yeah, I went with a game that I've played twice and still yet to have finished. Well, the sequel to a game I've played twice and not yet. I've gone for Alan Wake 2.
Oh, yeah.
The
I
control was amazing, and I
Yep.
did love the story for Alan Wake. So
am obsessed with the universe of.
it is really good.
Yeah.
That universe.
Yeah. 1 hour, 24-minute long control of that video essay. Maybe you should check it out. YouTube.com/wordsofvikings.uk.
Hey, so
That was my.
one-
If no one else has picked it, I'm going to pick this as my last
Same,
pick.
yeah.
So when in doubt, go Nintendo first party. Pikmin 4. Let's lock it in.
That's
Okay.
the one I was going to pick.
That's fair. I respect it.
Yeah.
Go down on my list because of like no date. It might be
Nintendo
one.
don't miss. Well, they do, but rarely. It's rare.
Yeah, yeah.
Only Mario sports games. That's when they miss.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. What's the worst that can happen?
Excellent.
Remember, Skull and Bones has already been picked.
Yeah, you're right. I think we've hit the floor. I think we've hit the floor there.
I looked at that. I was like, and even I'm not like greatly following video games or anything. I was just like, nah, I'll pass.
So I've got worse ones to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for this one. It's probably real. Where are you?
I'm looking at the what's the worst that can happen list, and I'm now expecting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to be delayed before January 20th.
Come on, that removes that one from my list.
Like I said, it gets tough.
Yeah. Trying to.
What's everybody like? Me and Moody are doing a discussion about this on a podcast soon. What's everybody else like? What's your one game you're really looking forward to while Russ is thinking to play this year?
For me, it's Spider-Man 2. After obviously 2018 Spider-Man, but more importantly, Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'm really excited to see what they do. It's a shame that it's not, seemingly it's not co-op, but, with the elements of Venom in there, and just keen to swing around New York City again, because I just think, even though it's control input-wise, it's relatively basic, the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is one of the best out there.
It's a very fun game to play. I agree.
I was going to pick Spider-Man, but let Viz have it. For me, I'm going the Plucky Squire. That game screams like it takes two, and what I mean by that is the multiple different type of gameplay elements they have in that game. This one screams like it's going to do the same thing, where you're just going to be doing side-scrolling, and you go, oh my god, it's all 3D, and you're going all over the place, and you're just like, yeah, I think that game's going to be legendary, Plucky Squire.
We'll circle back to everybody else when we need to fill space again.
I
Can I
have
announce
chosen.
this? Keith knows why. Keith knows exactly how I'm going to say this. Space Marine. Man, the first game was something.
Well, yeah, Space Marine 2 is Warhammer 40k. Space Marine 2 is coming out this year. It's guaranteed because 10th edition is coming out this year for Warhammer 40k, and I follow Warhammer. There's lots of it behind me.
Yeah.
You know they're using all British voice cast again, because then we will be getting like all.
Space
on number plate.
Marine. They use the same
Is
voice
Henry
cast
Cavill in
for
this game?
no.
No.
They use the same
Well,
voice
this game's
cast
gonna
for
fail.
oh man, really, you put me off my joke. Yeah, they use the same voice cast for Middle Earth. Ranger. So I was reading Edge magazine. They had a thing about Tim Willits, one of the guys who created like Quake, and he was worked on like early Dooms and stuff. Like he's a legendary video game designer. He's actually like one of the directors of this game, which I did not know. And now I'm like, oh okay, that my hype level went up a bit.
There's loads of new people who follow 40k, so my reasoning is behind it. It's had some good, thoughts and publicity and review, like, people's hopes and dreams kind of videos, right? About what it might entail. I've seen the video for it. Obviously, it's just a video. I'm not that super excited for it myself, but everyone's a lot of 40k people played the first one, so they'll and there's a lot of people that play 40k. So
Yeah.
you know,
I think the talent behind the video game is actually going to work in its
Better,
favor
probably.
quite well.
more than what they usually have. Yeah.
It's your pick again, friend.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm going to go for a crazy one now. I don't
I'm
know
rubbing
why.
my hands. For audio listeners, I'm rubbing my hands, nodding like, yes, this is where it starts.
There we go. So I'm going to go with this one. I saw it a little bit, and I was just like,
Okay.
this I want this.
Okay.
I want to play this. So I went with RoboCop, Rogue City. Yeah, sure, why not? I like RoboCop, and I'd get that $1, right? So, or I'd buy that for $1.
Buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1. So,
Oh shit, Puella is going to be in it. Like Puella,
Yeah, I knew that much.
be in the game. Wow.
yeah. That's why. Yeah, I saw the video, like a little video trailer for it last year, and information, and I hadn't seen that information as well. So it was just like, yay, that's cool. I'm totally gonna give it a go,
Heck
and
yeah.
hopefully, a lot of nostalgia people will do the same, right?
I mean, this actually
And
looks,
enjoy it.
This actually
Yeah.
looks like could be fun.
Yeah, it does. So
How did I not
know.
see this trailer?
I
I mean, I was never going to pick it. Like-
Right.
All right, roll with advantage games. What we got?
It is May 26th this year. Rocksteady's latest is coming out. I don't think it's going to sell very well, just because I don't think many people are enthused to play as Suicide Squad. As
Doesn't say
opposed to-
Batman on the box.
Yeah, but I think critically it's gonna do relatively well. So I think it's a solid
That's a solid pick,
9
yeah.
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't know how to feel about it because on the one hand, like Rocksteady, great,
Yeah.
great developer, makes
It's
some
also
amazing games.
WB and their IP.
On the other hand, I'm iffy on what type of game this is going to be, and I'm
Yeah.
also like even more like skittish now that Gotham Knights came out. But on the other hand, like I've really enjoyed the writing in the trailers, like the jokes and the
Yeah.
back and forth between the characters and stuff. So I don't know.
That's
So-
my worry for the game, is that's all they're showing.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
get
showing
that.
anything else.
Yeah, that's my pick. Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League.
Do you think they'll actually kill the Justice League?
No.
All right, welcoming mediocrity. Pick
Yeah,
number
I'm-
6,
I've got-
7.
I've got like a couple of games. One of them I'm like, I really want to come out so I can play it. But it's also been in like development limbo for like 3.5 years.
Sure.
That's not a good sign.
It's a game I have no real idea about, but has a release date out and has a strong name attached to it.
Hideo Kojima. Oh, okay.
Got a release date.
Yeah.
It has a release date. Yeah, it's
yep,
coming
yep,
out
yep.
soon.
Bayonetta Origins.
I thought when I saw the reveal for this at the Game Awards at 3 a.m., I thought it was a fever dream. I thought I'd fallen asleep. I hadn't, turns out.
Well, Keith took one Like a Dragon game, so why don't I take the next
Yakuza.
one?
The other one.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name.
That one. Yeah.
With
Cool
lots
title.
of
The 2B
next year.
pencil.
So,
Hmm.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
here comes another risk. And again,
hold
I'm
it,
going
hold
to.
can't be worse than Skull and Bones.
I mean,
so
yeah,
let's see.
right. If you top
Really?
Skull and Bones,
If you top that,
Wow.
Oh, 2. Ooh.
Starring
Played,
Vin
that's true.
Diesel.
It'll get played.
yeah, a lot of people are going to
Guarantee
play
that.
it.
Oh yes, please.
I'm curious.
I don't know how to react. I don't know how to react to this.
Or the like incomprehension on Amy's face. I'm trying to figure out which was worse.
It's
I
From
told
a-
you I'm just
okay.
taking risks. This
from a personal point of view. Personally, looking at Alfie's entire list, it starts out really strong, and
and it goes.
and then it goes some places.
Well, I've got to let Moody have a chance this year.
Fitz, I think you called Russ crazy too early. Russ's list is looking more and more sensible by the minute. Oh my god!
Well, I was going to pick Fable 4,
Oh,
but you know.
Why, Mooney? Why? Why are you doing that? What have you seen?
No,
What have you been told by Peter Moore?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
no. Russell's game's not coming. No, don't be foolish.
All right. Well, I think because I've got to make my last two picks.
Yep.
Who haven't we heard from on? Keith, what game that you're looking forward to playing this year?
I kind of dropped out of games this last year. However, seeing the trailer for Hades 2, I do love both the soundtracks, the art, and like a lot of the gameplays for Supergiant Games. So like, yeah, I can definitely see myself picking up that one where I might talk my way out of like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I might talk my way out of that, like purchasing that one. But I know 100% I'm going to end up picking up Hades 2 no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. For me, it's Lies of P. I'm really looking forward to that game. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
A psychopath Pinocchio game.
Yes. Yes.
It's Bloodborne, but you play as Pinocchio.
Yeah. Basically.
What's not to love?
Yep.
So you just well and truly fallen into the
Souls
Soulsborne
genre.
genre now. Love to see it. I'm not alone.
Another game I'm looking forward to coming out, but for a completely different reason. I do not want to play it. Is Lord of the Rings Gollum, because I really want to see how badly it's going to do.
Jinkies.
Yeah, that's on my list this year.
Oh,
No.
shocker.
I saw that with it last year, Russell.
That's
There's a
fair.
reason why Warner Brothers aren't talking about that game.
Yeah.
You should try Bloodborne though, Alfie.
Yeah, I want to. I do actually want to.
All right, for my seventh
All right,
and
Amy.
second and last pick, I'm going. You know what? I'm just going for a game that I think is going to be amazing. Fuck what anyone else thinks. Moody might remember me talking about this game last year with Sadie. It's Mask of the Rose.
Ooh, yes.
The writing in this game is going to be incredible because it's from the same developers. It's in the same universe as Sunless Sea and Sunless Skies.
But will it get reviewed?
Will it get reviewed? Who
The
knows?
ultimate question.
It's supposed to be
last
coming.
pick?
It's supposed to be coming out in a few months. So, like, if it doesn't get reviewed, I can drop it.
Yeah. Fair.
Like, how far should I turn the crazy dial here?
All the way.
All you
Full
want.
send.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
send.
All the way, and then just snap it off. In that case, the last game I'm picking. This is so stupid, and I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mario Kart.
No, imagine.
Yeah.
Phasmophobia.
But for context, it's this before
They have
leaving
said it's
early
coming
access.
this year, haven't they?
It hasn't.
they keep it.
It's supposed to be coming out this year. It is supposed to be coming out this year. I've got my eyes set on Halloween for a release date for this game.
Screams Halloween. It screams Halloween, no doubt. Yeah.
They've got like I think 2 or 3 major updates left to do, and the last one came out pretty much last Halloween, so we're expecting the next one imminently. We'll see.
You didn't
We'll
get
see.
thingy on it.
That was my version of turning the crazy dial all the way to the end and breaking it off.
All right, risk taker. You've gone 2 risks. You're going. Yep. Yeah, I knew you were going for that one. I
is a
knew you were going
great
for that
pick.
one.
That is a very
Well, I had
good
to
pick.
end. I had to end with it. Yeah.
I knew you were going for
Very
that
good
one.
pick.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Redfall,
do well.
just for everybody watching and listening. You say it's not going to do well. I say it is going to do well.
I think
Put your
it's
money-
going to do well with numbers, people playing it. When it comes
No,
to
I
the
think it's
reviews,
gonna
I think
review
it's
well.
going to be. I think it's going to be a mixture for a lot of people. For me, personally.
I think all arcade games are, though,
But I'm
because
not,
arcade.
I'm not that type of player, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
playing Back for Blood a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I tried it. The hard mode type of thing is just not for me. But I've always noticed the hard mode games die off really fast. They get a big push at the beginning, but then
I think if you're going in and looking for Back for Blood, you're not going to find it in Redfall because I don't think Redfall's that type of game. I think it
probably
looks like it, but
Yeah.
what I've seen from what Arcane's been saying and talking about it, like it's not going to be that kind of game, which could cause some interesting marketing kerfuffles.
Yeah. Certainly going to be interesting. Certainly going to be interesting.
So
Do I
where are
play
we
it?
up to? The
Do I-
Phantom Smeghead. What's your
do I
last?
play it smart or do I take a risk?
You obviously
Moody.
play it smart because that's all you do, right?
Really, look at it this way: we can bid on games, like from
Yeah.
from tonight.
I know.
Turn the dial all the way to the end and snap it off. Turn the crazy dial off. Why not? It's your last pick.
No, he doesn't want to remove any of his drops, right? You know, he wants to play it safe.
Drops are there to be spent. Why the fuck do you think I picked Phasmophobia?
Okay. I've got 3. Pick a number out of 1 to 3 ollies.
2.
3.
A lot of people said 2 there, so I'm going to be a needless contrarian and say 1.
So 2.
Okay. That makes actually makes my
Everyone
life
calls me a
easier.
contrarian, so I might as well just lean into it.
Absolutely. Just yeah.
Is that not what they're
Okay.
expecting you to do, though?
Let's return
Contrarian
to Telltale's The Wolf Among Us 2.
Okay.
Hey.
All
I
right.
was wondering if anyone was going to pick any of these Telltale-esque.
It was on my list.
Because there's a few. There's The Expanse and there's a Star Trek
let's see,
one.
Well, no, I'm going to let everyone else finish what they're going to pick, and then I'll reveal the other 2 games.
Good call. Good call. Maybe he's bid on them at first. We'll move back up in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Welcoming mediocrity. What's your final pick?
I'm gonna go with like back to sort of the weird sort of indie games just for my last pick.
Why not?
Just so I like to stay true to my heart. And I'm going to go with the amazingly named Gunbrella.
Gunbrella
Yes.
is such a good game.
What?
Oh my god, I played the demo of it. It's really fucking good. It's a bit
but
difficult to
it'll
control,
come out
but
Or will it be? Or will it get reviewed? The ultimate
Devolve
question.
Digital games will get reviewed. They got
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation
Okay.
money, ain't they?
So anything by
Yeah.
Devolver Digital is going to get reviews.
Gunbrella though, that is a good pick. That is a good game. Roll with advantage, James. It all comes down to this.
It does. So, cards on the table. I'm leaning either towards System Shock or Hellblade 2.
I don't think Hellblade 2 comes out. this year.
Hellblade 2 is on my list. That's one I mentioned has been in like development limbo for like 3 years.
As much as I'm
Yeah.
shooting myself in the foot because I was definitely going to bid on this game after we were done, System Shock's the safer option.
Yeah. I had Hellblade on my list last year, and I don't think that's going to come out this year.
Hellblade will probably get a higher score than System Shock. System
Yeah,
Shock's
but I
more
don't
likely to
think
come
it'll come
out.
But you can always bid on it. If it doesn't look like it's going to come out, then change it.
No,
Hope it
100%.
is, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise we're looking at. Okay, sorry, let's go for it. Advance Wars 1+2 reboot camp. Providing all the wars in the world end and Nintendo actually decide to release this game, I think it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
all.
there was a game on my list where I was like, I really want to pick this, but the war in Ukraine still exists, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had I'll say the name replaced on my
Yeah, I
list.
had a different game.
I don't think that's going to come out this year with what's going on.
And it's fair. It's totally fair.
Stalker
2, yeah,
That's
right.
not coming out this year.
Yeah,
Nah.
that was on my list, but yeah.
So are us. Last pick of the draft. Last pick of your...
What's
thing
the
is.
worst that can
What's
happen?
the worst that could happen? Where are we going? From RoboCop, Rogue City, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. Where are we going?
Is there a Terminator game out this year? Is that what we're doing?
Hey, the last Terminator game that came out wasn't bad, you know.
Let's go for another gamble. Let's go with Homeworld 3.
Okay.
Good call.
Nice.
I
Good
think
pick.
that'll be good. Yeah,
I've seen it advertised all over the fucking shop, right? So people know it's out there, right?
Yeah, but do Homeworld.
Right then. So, that's it. We're done. Let's run down everybody's lists before we do counter picks.
Yeah.
Counter picks are going to be much harder this year than they were last year. Can I just say
Yeah.
that?
I used to pick Skull and Bones. Who gets?
I wonder who's going to get to pick that. But before we do that, let's run down the lists again. So, your full team. What's the worst that can happen?
What's that can happen? Well, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Forspoken, Starfield, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Kerbal Space Program 2, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, RoboCop, Rogue City, and Homeworld 3. that's what we've got. That's how it's going to go.
I was just trying to work out if Legend of Zelda could score you more points than your entire team did last year. Almost.
It'll get half. Oh,
Almost.
yeah. So,
okay, that's a good list. That's a good list. Roll with advantage games.
Awesome. So we have Marvel Spider-Man 2, we have Diablo 4, we have Final Fantasy 16, Sea of Stars, Last of Us multiplayer game, otherwise known as Factions, Pikmin 4, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
It's a good list too.
Thank you very much.
Welcoming mediocrity. Someone who was coming around to fucking play this year. Keith, what's your list?
I have Like a Dragon Ishin,
Nice.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Street Fighter 6, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals, Alan Wake 2, Bayonetta Origins, Circes and the Lost Demon, and Gumbrella.
It's a great name for a game
list.
as well. That is a fucking solid list. The Phantom Smeghead.
I have got Fire Emerald Engage, Octopath Traveler 2, The Plucky Squire, Have a Nice Death, Wulong Fallen Dynasty, Atomic Heart, like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, and Wolf Among Us 2.
Nice. Good list. I knew you were getting Fire Emblem. I knew I wasn't getting it. It was literally like I'm going to pick this first, but I know Moody's going to pick it. But I would have picked it first. All right, Risk.
Oh, second.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I get a second pick for, the whole thing. Hollow Knight was obviously first. Risk Taker Interactive.
Living up to the name, I've got Dead Space Remake,
Oh, my
Liza
God.
P, Armored Core 6 Fires Rubicon, Hades 2, Sons of the Forest, Skull and Bones, Arc 2, and Redfall.
Fluke Taker just decided, I'm going to go strong, and then I'm going to dive bomb right at the end.
I really wanted Armored Core 6. I really wanted to get that.
To be
one,
fair,
but
like that was
my biggest-
literally the next game I was going to pick if no one took it.
Yeah.
It's funny as well, isn't it? Because like Armored Core hasn't been around for so long, but because
Yeah.
it's from Software, because since the last Armored Core, From Software has made like Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Bloodborne. It's literally everyone's just like, it's going to be amazing. It's obviously going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to have
I was
Dark Souls
actually-
elements in it as well.
Yeah. I was actually trying last year. This time, I'm just trying to have fun.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And lastly, it's my list. The actual queen of the indie games trademark. Hollow Knight, Silksong, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Thirsty Suitors, Forza Motorsport, Mina the Hollower, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Mask of the Rose, and Phasmophobia. And I've got a whole list. The games I skipped past to get to Phasmophobia included Avowed, Fable, an unannounced Mario 3D game,
Yep.
and Hellblade 2, which came up before.
I mean, I
Games
did
out.
actually have.
Go on.
I did actually have Avatar: Frontier of Pandora on my list, so I could have gone for that instead of Skull and Bones.
I think I had that on my list, Avatar. If Ubisoft is smart, they hold that until 2024 for the next
I think it's going to be 2024 anyway.
Mm,
I don't think it's going
that's
to be
fair.
2024.
Yeah. That's a good
But
idea.
no, the other games I had Planet of Lana, Aliens Dark Descent, replaced Season, Benedict, the last
Benedict
case of
Fox.
Benedict Fox, The Expanse, and that's it.
Yeah, I had the Expanse on mine as well.
I got pretty much what I thought I was going to get. I was
I'm
pretty
not
happy.
gonna
There was only
lie.
one time that one person took a game that I was intending to get next, and that was you, Amy,
Howdy.
with Horizon. Other than that, no one else got any of the games that I was actually aiming for, so I was fine.
I didn't think Horizon would fall that far, personally, but I think the rest of them, yeah. I mean, even the ones where I was like, I wouldn't necessarily have been like, if I'd picked first, I wouldn't necessarily pick Mask of the Rose or Phasmophobia or even Mina the Hollower, but like, I mean, those are all on brand. Like for me, like picking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think we can all agree 2023 is going to be pretty solid. Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet.
Well,
yeah.
hold on. I've still
Fucking
got
hell,
picks
Tom.
yet. I've still got picks. I've still got to bid on things yet. So
Oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. We've got
See
to
how
do
that goes.
counter picks. I'm just wrapping it up. We're having a nice little chat here. You know, I can't get all of you on a podcast all but once a year, so like I'm making the most of it. But we'll draft the counter picks now. Where is it? There it is. Bam.
You should go first, I think.
I do, because it starts from the
Yes.
bottom, and I'm counter picking Skull and Bones, because of course I am.
Of course you are. Well, I'm counter picking.
Assassin's Creed game, but you can't get off the boat. What a great idea.
Sounded pretty good at the time, but that was a few
Elfie.
years back.
Elfie, please read out what you just counter
Fucking
picked.
nuts.
I just counter picked Hollow Knight.
I wouldn't have counterpicked that.
That's a choice. Remember the last time you counter picked one of my games, right?
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
Elfie, I could see the logic there in terms of, right, I need to counterpick something that's going to score me 0 if it doesn't come out. That's the rationale behind it kind of thing. But
Yeah.
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 Either way, that's a bold call.
Risk taker.
Yeah,
Picking
it's
Arc 2.
one word. It's the Vin Diesel game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Vin Diesel's
Okay,
game.
I'm not misremembering that. All right, cool. So
He's put a
counterpick.
lot of money and he's an executive producer on it and the whole
No,
thing.
that's fair. It's
Yeah,
the only
he
thing I
loves
know about the game.
Apparently. Yeah, he loves the game apparently. Played the last one a lot apparently.
Keith,
Well, Moody went for the counter pick I was going to go for.
you're actually
Oh.
pretty good. You've actually been really good at counter picks the last few years, so I'm interested to see what you counter pick.
Well, I'm counter picking Space Marine. Mostly because I'm like, who on earth is making that? And after Googling it, I'm still not entirely sure who's the developer. Because I can't see a game that they've made before, apart from helping port other games to the Switch. So that
Hey,
was my
might
thing,
run well on the Switch.
yeah, hey, well, The Witcher 3 works well on the Switch, I imagine.
True.
But that was my whole thing, because the other games I would counter pick went.
Yeah, and it works really well on the Switch after they turned it into a pixel art game. That was a resolution joke. Harvey.
Cool. So, counterpick. Let's go with. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be RoboCop Rogue City.
Yeah, cool.
That was my other pick if Arc 2 was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go RoboCop next, so
What you mean if Elfie didn't lose her fucking mind? Hollow
well, she
Knight.
couldn't pick her own game
That's
either,
true.
so
I mean, can you?
I don't think so.
That'd be funny. Just
That would be hilarious.
totally offset the points.
Yeah.
The draft is complete.
Okay, what do we counter pick, Russ?
Oh, that's an interesting pick, that Russell. Actually.
Advance
That's
Wars
bold.
1 and 2.
That's actually
That
a
is
pretty
bold.
good choice.
Yeah,
That could go either way. That.
yeah. I
So
feel like,
Elf's just decided to lose this year automatically. She's
Yeah.
decided to say, Russ, I'm going to help you.
Yes. That's exactly the point.
Elfie jumps on a grenade, but still comes second. And
That would be hilarious if it did.
hey, look, right? We've all drafted 8 games. We've all picked one counter pick, but it's a long year. We've all still
Yep.
got 10 games to pick.
Yep.
And we've all still got to make a counter pick at some point in the year as well.
Yeah.
It can all still go hilariously wrong. Just ask Russ.
Yeah. So the game I counterpicked last year at the start of the year was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Shred.
and that scored me a massive
Wow.
minus 16 points. So you know,
The game he
That
counter picked.
was-
Just to really jump on that point, the game he counter picked the year before was Half-Life Alyx.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I have a tendency to pick good games. Funny enough.
his counter picking skills resemble that one gif from Terminator 2 where she's against the fence and the nuclear explosion kills her. This has been fun. So
It has, yeah.
we've got an upcoming release calendar. So I'll go through like what the next games are. The Phantom Smeghead has definitely stacked himself for the beginning of the year because the first game coming out is Fire Emblem Engage on the 20th of January, and then what's the worst that can happen as Forspoken coming out on the 24th. Then Risk Taker, he's going to get off to a good start, and then we'll see what happens after that. He's got the Dead Space remake coming out. Welcoming Mediocrity has Like a Dragon Ishin coming out on the 21st of February, and the Phantom Smeghead also has Atomic Heart coming out on the 21st of February. And then my first game comes out the day later, which is Horizon Call of the Mountain. And there's more games. But it's a long year. Me and Moody will be recapping this on the podcast from time to time. I imagine. That's what we did last year. Brought it up on stream a couple of times. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I imagine these lists will look a little bit different when the podcast actually comes out because, we'll be able to bid this week and next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're this podcast comes out on the 20th of January. The week before that, myself, Moody, and Vitz will have already done a Game of the Year podcast for 2022.
And most anticipated, isn't it?
And most anticipated. If it doesn't go too long. We're trying a new format out. I don't know how long it's going to take. We're doing a whole new thing. I don't know what's on Moody's list. Moody doesn't know what's on my list. Vitz is going to be the ultimate. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm doing the intro of the podcast, and then I'm going, and now to your host for this evening, Vitz Patel. He's going to make the list based on our lists.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't know what our Game of the Year is going to be.
I wonder what it might be.
I'm not going to know until
Mm-hmm.
Vitz tells me on the podcast.
It's Trombone Champ.
It's Trombone Champ. I mean, we could just take the piss. And we'd never know.
That's it.
Oh, man. That's good. How's everybody feeling?
Yeah.
I feel alright about my picks, to be honest. Like,
Really good.
Living up to the name. So
I
yeah,
see 5 pretty solid lists in front of me. And
I see one amazing list in front of me, and then 5 other mediocre ones. So it's all good.
Sure,
very,
yeah.
very, very kind of you to say, Moody.
yeah.
Not an insult, but put it in the name.
Well, I mean, you
Wait,
say
what?
that, Moody. You say that, Moody, but like looking at the points projections, your list is going to put you in second. So, and Russ isn't going to finish last, but I feel like we all knew that after looking at Alfie's list.
That would be very interesting if that's how it ended up.
If that's how it ended, that would be wild.
That would be pretty awesome.
Hey,
that.
my strength is in buying games throughout the year. Russ's strength is in being fucking nuts. Alfie's strength is in flukes.
yeah.
Keith's strength is he's actually come out of fucking fight. And Moody's strength
Let's
is in the
just see
draft.
if he remembers by the end of the year.
Well, his computer broke.
Yeah, he had 2 picks left.
He wasn't going anywhere. Like, he wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't going to get caught by Russ. He definitely wasn't going to get caught by Joe. And he wasn't catching you and Alfie. So,
I wasn't recovering from Bayonetta 3.
yeah, that.
I was still not thinking that was coming out.
Vitz, how so like you've met us all and you've podcasted with everybody. How are you feeling about all of that?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, this is going to be so much fun. I know, obviously, projection points at the moment. We can't read too much into them, but
Yeah.
I'm winning at the moment, so I'm loving that. But yeah, no, it's going to be good fun. And I think as the year progresses and we'll find out what games are going to be announced and things like that, and whether any of us are crazy enough to actually think they'll have, a 6-month turnaround or whatever it happens to be to launch this year. It's going to be interesting, and especially when it comes to what games we're going to drop and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this this year.
Oh man, no, like, thank you for coming. It's awesome.
All very welcome.
I think we've talked.
June is going to be an interesting month.
June is going to be a fucking like E3. We're in the middle of a console generation. So like we're at that point now where like the games that people call the best games of the generation are going to start getting announced and coming out. So I feel like things are going to get announced at E3. Stuff's going to come out towards the end of the year, and it's going to be a fucking bloodbath when we start bidding on games.
Oh god, yes. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, man, it's going to be something. I think me and Rudy have talked about trying to get more guests on the podcast this year. I know we said that at the beginning of last year, but life happened. We technically did get a lot of guests on the podcast last year.
Just I wasn't on half of them.
Yeah.
But that was because Moody wasn't about. So I expect to see all of your lovely faces back at some point throughout the year.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I think, like, it's been an hour and a half, but, there's no hard rule about how long we got to do the podcast. So does anybody have anything they want
is there not, Amy? Is there not?
John-
Is there not?
No?
Really?
Yeah. Usually, when we do the news and all the other things, and the things you want to talk about, the things I want to talk about, it's trying to keep it under 2 hours is the problem. What I was about to say was, is there anything anybody else wants to talk about while we've got the whole fucking Avengers Assembled situation going on here?
I was just thinking, did we miss anyone for the games people are most like wanting to see for next year? This year, sorry.
No, well, me, but Hollow Knight. So.
Yeah.
Obvious answer, Cable Space Program. I've been harping on about it for years now. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like me and Russ are in that sort of perpetual boat where we've been saying the same thing every year. Like, even Elden Ring couldn't dethrone Hollow Knight last year for, like, my most anticipated game. It's a good game, though.
Yeah.
Anything else for anybody else?
We're all good. Thank you so much for having us on again. This has been great fun.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Prepare to be destroyed. That's going to do it for episode 335
Happens every year.
The Words About Game. I'm telling you what, if I had bets, I would just sneak a cheeky quid on, like, a Russell comeback, and then I put most of my money on Keith. Thanks for joining us.
I put all my money on me to lose.
For episode 335 of the Words About Games podcast. I hope I got the number right. We're recording the podcast out of order, so it's difficult to remember where the fuck I am right now. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you'll see me and Moody and Vitz again last week. Again, we're out of order. You'll see me and Moody again. Hopefully, we'll be joined by these lovely people throughout the year and some other lovely people. That's going to do it. So, say bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I was half expecting one last jab from Moody. from you there.
Fuck you, Marks.